Aloha and welcome back to the Hawaii Supreme Court Law Library's instructional video series on Hawaii State Legislative History Research. In this video, we'll be reviewing the best way to locate relevant committee reports from the period of 1999 to 2007. To locate committee reports from previous legislative sessions, our starting point is going to be the Hawaii State Legislature website homepage. From here, navigate to the Laws and Research drop-down menu just below the top right search bar and select Archives. From the Archives page, select your year of interest via the available drop-down menu. Once selected, enter the bill number with no spaces in the Measure Status search box. After executing the search, you'll be presented with a page listing all relevant legislative activity related to the bill. This will include a listing of committee report numbers relevant to the bill of interest. Once you have all relevant committee report numbers, the best way to locate those committee reports will be by referring to the House and Senate journals. Once you locate the House or Senate journal for your year of interest, committee reports will be available as PDF files. For the Senate journals, all standing and conference committee reports will be included in a single PDF. For the House, committee reports may be consolidated into a few PDF files or broken out into many, depending on the year. 1999, for example, we see one PDF for conference committee reports and 4 for standing committee reports. This is opposed to 2007, where there is only one document each for standing and conference committee reports. Now that we know the process, let's jump into our live demonstration.
Starting from the Hawaii State Legislature homepage, first we'll navigate to the Laws and Research drop-down menu just below the top right search bar. Once you open the menu, we'll select Archives. From the Archives page, we'll need to select our year of interest via the drop-down menu available at the top. For example, we might be interested to learn more about a bill from 2007. Once we select the year, we'll need to find the Measure Status search box and enter the bill number with no spaces for our year of interest. For example, Senate Bill 1717. Then we'll execute the search. Upon executing the search, we're presented with a page listing all relevant legislative activity to the bill of interest. Most important for our current needs, this includes committee report numbers, such as can be found here. To ensure you don't miss any committee report numbers that might be of interest, it's recommended to use the Control F function to search the page. To do so, press the Control and F buttons on your keyboard to bring up the search menu, and then enter the search terms COM period space REP period. This should highlight all committee reports listed on the page so that you can easily identify them. In this case, we see that there are 3 potentially relevant committee reports that we'll want to research further. To better identify these, we do need to determine what type of committee report they are and whether they're Senate or House committee reports. If we look at this first one, we see that it is a standing committee report. To determine whether it's a House or Senate committee report, we take our eyes over to the left to see if there is an S or H in this column here. In this case, as it's an S, we know that it's a Senate standing committee report. Similarly, if we look at the next one down, the S here indicates Senate, and we see it is also a standing committee report. If we go down to our third committee report listed, however, we see an H, indicating that this is a House committee report. So in this case, we have a House standing committee report. Once we've taken note of each of these committee report numbers, as well as whether they're standing or conference, and whether they're House or Senate, we'll need to navigate to our House and Senate journals to locate the committee reports themselves. Now that we've identified the committee reports relevant to our search, we'll need to locate the full text of those committee reports via the House and Senate journals online. In this case, we'll start by locating the Senate committee reports via the Senate Journal from 2007. To find the relevant journal, first we'll need to navigate over to the Legislature drop-down menu on the top left. Then we'll select Senate. From here, we'll scroll down to find the Senate Journal option and select our year of interest via the drop-down menu, in this case, 2007. Once selected, we'll see this list of PDF documents, and in order to identify the committee reports, we'll simply click on this document, which contains all committee reports contained in the 2007 Senate Journal. What we're now presented with is an 895-page PDF file containing the text of all committee reports from the 2007 Senate Journal. In order to find the two committee reports that are relevant to our needs, the best way to navigate this document will be by, again, using the search function Control-F. So to do so, press Control-F on our keyboard, and we'll enter REP, period, space, and then our committee report number. So in this case, the first number listed was 565. So in our search, we put REP, period, space, 565. It will likely take a second for this function to search the document, but once it does, it should highlight the correct committee report number and bring you to the location of the full text. As we can see, our search worked here to find Standing Committee Report number 565, which is relevant to Senate Bill number 1717. So this is exactly what we're looking for. To test it out on the other Senate committee report that we needed to find, we'll change our search to REP, period, space, 739. And as we see again, this search brought us right to Senate Standing Committee Report 739, which is relevant to Senate Bill number 1717. Next, in order to locate the House Committee Report that we'd identified, House Standing Committee Report 1343, we'll follow largely the same process. So, from the Hawaii State Legislature homepage, we'll navigate over to the Legislature drop-down menu, and this time select House. From here, we scroll down to the House Journal drop-down menu and select our year of interest, again in this case, 2007. Here, we're presented with a list of PDF documents from the 2007 House Journal, and so we want to scroll down towards the bottom until we find this document, which includes all standing committee reports from the 2007 House Journal, which you can differentiate between based on the SC, meaning Standing Committee, versus CC, which is Conference Committee. So in our case, because it was a Standing Committee report, we want to click on the Standing Committee Reports document. This brings us into another large PDF of 614 pages. So once again, the best way to locate our specific committee report number is using the Control-F search function. So to do so, again, we press Control-F, and then we want to type in REP, period, space, and then our committee report number, which in this case is 1343. Once that searches the document, it will bring us to Standing Committee Report 1343, which is relevant to Senate Bill number 1717. So again, exactly what we're looking for. Thanks for watching. And giving us lots of great information on the intent behind our Bill of Interest.